In a lot of ways, our travel ball experience is different for a number of reasons. But what do you wish people knew about our travel ball experience and why? Because I have the same
Good
sentiment.
question, Chez.
I have the same sentiment.
Yeah. Well, I will talk about you for a minute because for people who don't know, Chez is a badass and was always a badass softball player, and probably the reason her and her dad are probably the reason I actually could become a legitimate middle infielder. Watching Chez make crazy plays all the time and all that, but what you brought to our group for 10 years was just a joy of the game, a joy of competition, a joy of people. I mean, the stupid ass cheers you would make up. And like I said, I'm a serious award winner and
Mm-hmm.
but you leveled me out. And I think that you don't see that enough in travel ball anymore is kids just going out there and being silly and playing the game. And we took it seriously and we were competitive and we wanted to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so did our dads. But we also knew how to have a good time, and you did. And I don't think I did. And this is all in hindsight thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of my favorite things to think about in our travel ball experience is just our hooting and hollering in the dugout and stupid cheers, or I think about also, see, now my wheels are spinning, but
Okay.
so obviously I caught and you played second, and it's
Mm-hmm.
and we I think talked about this in college because you had this connection with Megan at
Yeah.
Texas
But I
is,
had it with you too.
yeah, we would be able to literally not even make eye contact and
Yep.
backpick someone at second base. It was because we were given the opportunity by our coaches to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we also just were out there having fun and trying to catch people off guard and win, get outs.
Yeah, totally.
We weren't
Mm-hmm.
we weren't overcoached. We were able to make those decisions and fail, and make those decisions and succeed, and feel the impact of that. And yeah, so we were so in tune with each other, partly because we played together forever, but also because we were in an environment where we were allowed to do that and go out there and just play the game and have fun and try to get people out. And I think that's what's missing. I think we're seeing it come back a little bit, but I think that's what's missing now from travel ball that we had back in our day, is the joy and then just the ability to just go play and figure it out.
Mm-hmm. It's wild because I'll see some coaches that we played against and they will still come up to me, and I'm sure they come up to you too. And it's like a lot of them will say, I don't think I've ever seen a group like it wasn't just like our team. Of course, the Batbusters were there, and then Gordon's Panthers and
Mm-hmm.
Firecrackers. But a lot of those groups stayed together, much like we did.
Right.
So that the competition was just so fierce, and really a game of who had the edge that game,
Totally.
because a lot of us were equally matched in terms of lineup 1 through 9, pitching depth. But I think just kind of hearing you talk about it, the make of a great athlete is also, and great competitor, is being able to find that balance between that the joy and
Yes.
the seriousness of the moment at hand, but being, I think what makes the cheering and singing in the dugout so important is because it brings together the team. We're in unison. Everybody knows the words. We're clapping together, we're coordinating. There's a level of teamwork there, even though it sounds absurd and silly, but I think it's so important. And that's why we were able to have that kind of um, connection and
Totally.
collaboration on the field, because we were connected both on the field and then in the dugout, through our cheers. And listening to you talk about Megan too just makes me think wow, I mean, working with you and then working with Megan, it was just like such an easy transition. And just so I didn't realize how special it was until like we start talking about it, because I don't know very many like catcher, second baseman who like operated like that. Like no signs.
Yep, no sign necessary. Unhittable pitch coming to you.
Yeah. But I mean, you helped me move on to college and be able to do the same thing with Megan. So it was just like, so it was an easy transition and so fun. We just like had so much fun and we enjoyed each other's company. And honestly, like through travel ball, you know, I experienced that move in middle school, and it was like a hard time. Like I wasn't connecting with anybody from my school and nobody from my high school. It was just like, I hated it. I felt like an outsider, but I could go to our practices and our tournaments and just feel like my whole self, like just be myself completely, which was just such a relief during a time where it's just like so horrible. Middle school is so horrible. And then high school is just like maybe worse, maybe the same.
You know, on the day. Yeah, totally.
God, it was just
what a time.
Really tough time for me and travel.
And that's why I feel like it was so important to have like the connections like you're talking about at that age for you. I know I felt that, but the outlet and that, and when you ask about like what's missing from travel ball these days, it is like we ended up wanting to get scholarships and go play in college and continue playing the game we love and all of that, but it wasn't our focus at that age.
It wasn't.
It was not at all. Our focus was to go do the best we could, try to keep up at practice without dying with Mel Sievers in drills and my dad barking at us and all of that. And then when we got to go play for 12 hours on a Sunday, it was like, let's have fun and let's try to win and get people out. And you know what I mean? And it was just like, that's what it was about. And it was always, I felt this, and when you're talking about it, it really rings true. It's just like, it was always an outlet. It was an escape from whatever and an outlet to just go be competitive and be ourselves and be silly and yet be serious. And I wish I saw that more. And I know that when I do see it these days, when I'm out recruiting, I'm like, there it is. All right.
It is.
There's a glimpse.
Yeah. It's very rare. I think it's just like the seriousness of it can suck the life out of the game. And I share the same sentiment with you. Was the scholarship was never like the central focus. It was like going out there and winning and having fun doing it.
Right. And then
the
Jerry was like, all right, now people.
Cool. I guess this school wants me to go there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was such an idiot during that time.
Isn't it so funny to think back?
Yeah. Totally. It seems like light years ago.
I actually recently found these pictures, and I've moved and downsized, so I don't know where they are, but they were of us on cruisers back in like, it was probably like first year of 14 and under. And it was so amazing. And then I had to do something for Bandits where I had to find old pictures. So I was looking for those pictures, couldn't find them. So I called my mom and had her go through pictures. Of course, she sends me like a bajillion. Yeah. But one of them was me catching and Dina Tyson. I was like 99% sure it was Dina Tyson. And it was, because I texted Tori the picture. I'm like, show this to Dina. That's got to be Dina Tyson. And she goes, oh yeah, it's her. So anyway, it's just like, it was just fun to think about back then. And then how, like you said, we're both still in the game. Like the Tyson family's in the game. Very much.
Caitlin Lowe.
Caitlin, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as you're talking, I'm thinking it's like we loved our team, but I equally love the competition.
100%. And like you said, we were this core, like it was us, Batbusters, and Gordon's Panthers, or at least the core players from each of those teams that kind of went through the ranks together, competing against each other. And
Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Lowe and Autumn Champion on the Gordon's Panthers, like trying to get them out when we played
Yeah,
them. And
so
yeah,
fun.
Dina and Andrew Duran on Batbusters. And yep,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, so much fun.